Hey there, fellow humans. Let's talk computers. These incredible machines have become an integral part of our daily lives, and it's hard to imagine a world without them. Those magical boxes that seem to run our lives these days. From the moment we wake up to the time we go to bed, computers are there helping us in countless ways. But how do they actually work? Imagine a bustling city full of people, vehicles, and buildings all working together in harmony. That's a lot like how a computer operates. The computer's processor, or CPU, is like the city center, making decisions and giving orders. It's the brain of the computer, handling all the instructions it receives from both hardware and software. Your computer's memory, or RAM, is like a whiteboard. It provides a space for the CPU to write down and quickly access information it needs right away. It stores information temporarily for quick access, ensuring that your computer can perform tasks efficiently without having to constantly retrieve data from the slower hard drive. Think of your hard drive as a giant filing cabinet, storing all your files and programs. Unlike RAM, the data here is saved permanently, so you can access it even after your computer is turned off. Then you've got your input devices, like your keyboard and mouse. These are the tools you use to communicate with your computer, sending it commands and data. They're like the city's messengers, sending information to the CPU. Without them, you wouldn't be able to interact with your computer at all. And let's not forget about output devices like your monitor and speakers, which show you the results of all that hard work. They take the data processed by the CPU and present it in a way that you can understand. These components work together in perfect harmony, allowing you to browse the web, write emails, and do a whole lot more. Whether you're working, playing, or just staying connected, your computer is there to help. It's a beautiful thing, really. The seamless integration of hardware and software makes it all possible, creating a powerful tool that can handle a wide range of tasks. But just like any complex system, things can go wrong. Errors, crashes, and other issues can disrupt your work and cause frustration. That's where cybersecurity comes in. It's all about protecting your computer and your data from those who would do you harm. Cybersecurity measures include things like antivirus software, firewalls, and secure networks. These tools help keep your computer safe from threats. And trust me, there are plenty of bad guys out there. Hackers, scammers, and other malicious actors are constantly looking for ways to exploit vulnerabilities. We're talking about hackers, scammers, and all sorts of digital ne'er-do-wells. They use various techniques to try and gain access to your personal information. They're after your personal information, your money, and even your identity. So buckle up, Buttercup. It's important to stay vigilant and take steps to protect yourself. We're about to dive deep into the wild world of computers and cybersecurity. Stay tuned as we explore the fascinating technology that powers our digital lives and learn how to keep it safe from those who would do us harm. Remember floppy disks? Those iconic flimsy squares that were once the pinnacle of personal data storage? They held a whopping 1.44 megabytes of data. It might seem laughable now, but back then, it was revolutionary. Those were the days, my friends. The days when you had to carefully label each disk and hope it didn't get corrupted. But storage technology has come a long way since then. We've seen an incredible evolution in how we store and access our data. We've gone from floppy disks, which were once the standard for personal data storage, to CDs, which offered more storage and better durability, to DVDs, which could hold even more data, and then to USB drives, which revolutionized portability and convenience. And now, we've got the cloud, a seemingly intangible yet incredibly powerful way to store and access data. It's enough to make your head spin. The sheer amount of data we can store and the speed at which we can access it is mind-boggling. But what exactly is the cloud? It's a term we hear all the time, but do we really understand it? Simply put, it's a way to store your data on a network of servers rather than on your own physical devices. These servers are maintained by companies that specialize in data storage and management. Think of it like a giant virtual hard drive that you can access from anywhere with an internet connection. Whether you're on your phone, tablet, or computer, your data is just a few clicks away. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. The convenience and accessibility of cloud storage have transformed the way we handle our digital lives. But with great storage power comes great responsibility. Just like any other form of data storage, the cloud has its vulnerabilities. Cloud storage can be vulnerable to hacking and data breaches if you're not careful. Cybersecurity is a critical concern in today's digital age. That's why it's important to choose a reputable provider and to secure your account with a strong password. Your data's safety depends on it. And speaking of passwords, let's talk about passwords for a minute. They are the first line of defense in protecting your digital life because, let's face it, most people's passwords are about as secure as a screen door on a submarine. Weak passwords are an open invitation to hackers. A good password should be long, complex, and unique. It should include a mix of letters, numbers, and special characters. Don't use the same password for multiple accounts. Each account should have its own unique password to ensure maximum security. And for crying out loud, don't use password 123. It's one of the most common and easily guessable passwords out there. Your digital life may depend on it. Taking the time to create strong, unique passwords is a small effort that can make a big difference in protecting your data. Alright folks, let's talk about the bad guys, the ones who make the internet a scary place. These cybercriminals are the modern-day bandits lurking in the shadows of the digital world, waiting to pounce on unsuspecting victims. Cybercriminals come in all shapes and sizes. They can be individuals, organized groups, or even state-sponsored actors. They might be sitting in a basement or operating from a high-tech office, but they all have one thing in common: they want to steal your stuff. Their motives can range from financial gain to political agendas, or simply the thrill of causing chaos. We're talking about your money, your identity, your data, even your grandma's secret cookie recipe. Anything that holds value to you can be a target for these digital thieves. One of the most common types of cybercrime is phishing. This is a deceptive attempt to obtain sensitive information by disguising as a trustworthy entity in electronic communication. This is where scammers try to trick you into giving them your personal information, usually through fake emails or websites. They craft messages that look legitimate, often mimicking real companies or institutions. They might pose as a bank, a government agency, or even your long-lost Nigerian prince. The goal is to make you believe the message is genuine so that you willingly hand over your details. Then there's malware. This is software that's designed to damage or disable your computer. Malware can infiltrate your system through various means, such as email attachments, malicious websites, or even infected USB drives. It can come in the form of viruses, worms, or Trojan horses. Each type of malware has its own method of spreading and causing damage, and it can wreak havoc on your system. Imagine losing all your important files, having your computer rendered useless, or even worse, having your personal information stolen. We're talking about data loss, identity theft, and even complete system failure. The consequences of a malware attack can be devastating both personally and professionally. And let's not forget about ransomware. This is a particularly nasty type of malware that encrypts your files, making them inaccessible. This nasty piece of work encrypts your files and holds them hostage until you pay a ransom. The attackers demand payment, usually in cryptocurrency, in exchange for the decryption key. It's like something out of a bad movie. The idea of being extorted by faceless criminals can be terrifying, and the financial and emotional toll can be significant. But unfortunately, it's all too real. Ransomware attacks have affected individuals, businesses, and even critical infrastructure, causing widespread disruption and loss. These are just a few of the many threats that lurk in the digital shadows. The world of cybercrime is constantly evolving, with new tactics and techniques emerging all the time. Staying informed and vigilant is crucial in protecting yourself and your digital assets. Section 4. Keeping the Internet Safe, India's IT Act and International Cyber Laws. Now that we've scared the living daylights out of you, let's talk about what's being done to combat cybercrime. India, for example, has the Information Technology Act of 2000. This law covers a wide range of cybercrimes, including hacking, phishing, and online fraud. It also provides legal recognition for electronic documents and digital signatures. On the international stage, we've got the Budapest Convention on Cybercrime. This treaty, signed by over 60 countries, aims to harmonize national laws on cybercrime and improve cooperation among nations in fighting this growing threat. It's like the United Nations of cybersecurity. These laws and treaties are a good start, but they're only part of the solution. We also need individuals and businesses to take responsibility for their own cybersecurity. That means using strong passwords, being aware of phishing scams, and keeping your software up to date. It also means educating yourself and others about the importance of cybersecurity, because knowledge is power. And in the digital age, cybersecurity knowledge is power armor. Section 5. Cyber Ethics, Navigating the Digital World Responsibly. Okay, let's talk about something a little less technical for a second: cyber ethics. Because just because you do something online doesn't mean you. It's like that old saying, Just because you can put a watermelon on your head and ride a unicycle down the street doesn't mean you should. Okay, maybe I made that up. But the point is, we all have a responsibility to use technology ethically and responsibly. That means respecting other people's privacy, not spreading misinformation, and generally not being a jerk online. It's like being a decent human being, but in the digital realm. Think before you post. Once something is online, it can be difficult, if not impossible, to fully erase. Treat others how you want to be treated. Cyberbullying is a real problem, and it can have serious consequences. And finally, be mindful of your digital footprint. The internet remembers everything, so make sure you're comfortable with what it says about you.